Feature-rich travel backpacks are incredibly appealing, but they do come at a cost, and that is the weight penalty. There's a lot of international airliners that are not only weighing your personal items, they're weighing your carry-on bags as well. So whether your bag is overstuffed or just simply overbuilt, you're paying the penalty. Now this little guy right here is the Tortuga Superlite Travel Backpack. It's a 34-liter capacity bag, but it weighs only 2.2 pounds, and it's launching on Kickstarter today. So you already know what we do here on the channel. Let's unpack all of the details of this brand new travel backpack from Tortuga. I think we're starting to see a shift in travel backpack design. There's a lot of companies recognizing that customers no longer want to carry a 5-pound travel backpack. Now, one of the easiest way to cut weight from a travel backpack, in my opinion, is to really dial in and minimize your overall feature set. So I think that's what Tortuga did here. As we take a look at the interior here, we're gonna have that full lay flat opening that opens up like a suitcase. And we've seen this on many other Tortuga bags. I've seen people debate this opening. I've never really had an issue with it. I can still pack my interior just like a full clamshell bag. So it does open up wide like a suitcase, and on the inside of the main compartment we don't have any compression straps. There is no padding, there's no dividers, there are no compartments. You have a big empty bucket to completely maximize your packing space. On the back side you do have some gray ripstop material, makes it easier to find your gear, and the opposite side on the flap here we have the traditional 2 mesh pocket layout. But this isn't your old granddad's mesh pockets. These pockets have real volume built in. It's actually built into the front panel here. So just to give you a little idea of what these pockets can hold, I have my Gravel Slim toiletry kit. And like I said, these pockets have a generous amount of volume. So this is the Gravel Slim, and it's slim, but it's a good size travel, toiletry kit. And it easily gets swallowed into that pocket with room to spare on each side of that pocket there. And it takes up the internal volume of the front lid, so it's taking away no volume from the inside of your pack. You can actually use these pockets like compression cubes, so if you wanted to add bulky items like jackets, if you're taking a winter trip, you can easily do so in these 2 mesh pockets. So for the interior layout, I think it's a huge win. Yes, it is very minimal, but I think it's very thoughtful and functional, and nothing seems overly done here. I mean, I think that was intentional. So really quick, I want to notate that my Superlite here is in white. The Kickstarter will only be in black. Now, from my understanding, the white Superlite bags were made as samples, and some of them got sent out to different creators to do review videos like this one. So just keep that in mind. The Kickstarter will only be in black. So the primary fabric on this bag here is an Ultra 200 TX, and Ultra material is a very popular material in the ultralight backpacking and hiking community because it is extremely abrasion resistant, tear resistant, and it's actually waterproof. Now this bag is not going to be waterproof because it is stitched together, but it is going to offer you a high level of weather resistance. And of course the key feature of Ultra being that it adds all of these features while still being extremely lightweight. Now one thing to note about Ultra material is that it is audibly crinkly, and it does have a tendency to patina over time, so it can give you some wrinkles, and that's something that's typically a non-issue for people looking at bags in this price range. They're pretty familiar with these technical fabrics, but just something to keep note of if you're not, keen to the way that it wrinkles or the crinkly sound that it makes. It's just something to be aware of. Now, rounding out the hardware of this bag, we have YKK number 8 zippers throughout the bag, and they are buttery smooth because they are non-PU coated. So you're gonna have no issues there. And everywhere you see plastic on this bag, the sternum strap, the strap adjusters, it's all gonna be Woojin hardware. So when it comes to the overall material selection and quality of this bag, both are extremely top notch. I've never had an issue with past Tortuga bags I've had. And quality wise, I mean, double bar tack stitching on all the reinforcement places. So you're gonna be good with the material set here and the quality. When you start looking at this bag's exterior features, we're going to see a continuation of what we saw on the inside of the bag. Very minimal, but thoughtful. On the side, we have one ultra stretch water bottle pocket here. This pocket's awesome. When this bag's fully packed out, I can still easily fit my 26-ounce Yeti Rambler in there. We have 2 grab handles that are very large and padded, one up top and one along the side here. Makes it easy to maneuver your bag. On the front, we do have an admin compartment. Now, continuing with the theme of the bag, it is very minimal on the inside of this compartment. You have a key leash, one small stretch pocket, and a zipper pocket along the back. It does have a little bit of volume, so if you wanted to put bulk of your gear in there. Now, sadly, my AirPod Maxes would not fit into this pocket, but if you have a pair of over-the-ear headphones that fold a lot better than the AirPod Maxes, you're gonna be okay there. And the only other pocket on this bag would be the external laptop compartment, which is fully suspended off the bottom, and it is microfiber lined to give your device some scratch protection. Now, it is advertised on the Kickstarter campaign, I think, to hold up to a 16-ounce MacBook, but I tested it with my 17-inch Dell XP 3D printed laptop, and this laptop compartment just easily swallowed that 17-inch laptop with room to spare. So I'm pretty safe to say that no matter what size your device is, you're gonna have plenty of room in here for that. Just like we saw on the interior of the bag, the exterior feature set is very minimal but thoughtful. I think they gave us everything we've needed for a travel backpack and nothing more. So one thing that I noticed when I was cruising through the Tortuga Facebook group was that there was a lot of commenters asking for additional features. They were asking for an additional water bottle pocket to be added. They were asking for a luggage pass-through to be added. And you know what? I don't want to go off on a tangent, but the way I approach a review is pretty simple. I try to look at it through the lens of the designer. If they try to design a travel backpack, I travel with it. If they try to design a bag for commuting, I commute with it. I never try to put a bag in a situation that it wasn't designed for. I like to use the right tool for the job. And I look at that backpack through that lens based on my own assumptions. Now, in the case of the Superlite, I didn't actually have to do that because Fred, the co-founder of Tortuga, actually gave me a really good insight into the philosophy of the bag as he was responding to some of the other commenters asking for features. So I want to read you what he said to those people asking for additional features to be added, and it will help you understand on who this bag is for and why it was made. So Fred, responding to commenters asking for additional features, he said, "All of the features that people have suggested are reasonable on their own, but if we added every suggested feature, we end up with the same 4 to 5 pound everything bag that already exists from dozens of brands. To make something genuinely different, you have to actually make it different. We had to make real trade-offs, not just on weight, but what kind of product we were going to build. The Superlite is an opinionated bag. That means it's not for everyone, and we're okay with that. We'd rather make something that is perfect for some people than mediocre for everyone." And that really put this bag into perspective for me. It's not about what this bag is missing, but why it was built this way. When you look at this bag's aesthetic, it's pretty on brand for Tortuga. We didn't fall too far from the Tortuga tree when they were building this brand here. It's very clean, minimal. There's no buckles, there's no hardware, there's no compression straps. Very clean. We do have the Tortuga logo up here. Very minimal, but you'll find that on pretty much any bag. So when you do get the black bag, it is also a black logo, so it blends in super well there. Now this bag is a very long bag at 21 inches, so it has that long oval shape. I personally think it's a good looking bag, and being so tall at 21 inches, it actually fits my torso extremely well. These taller bags really do well for me. It only has 8 inches of depth, so this bag felt really nimble when you're going around in town and moving around with this bag. I never felt like it became unwieldy, and it definitely didn't feel like I had a turtle or a Tortuga on my back, pun intended. So one thing to note, because of this bag's overall rounded shape, it has a tendency to lean forward. Even when the bag's fully packed out, it has a pretty good lean on it, and more times than not, it's going to face plant forward, so it doesn't stand up extremely well on its own. So that can get kind of annoying depending on how many times you're putting your bag down. That could be a little bit of a trip up. And one thing that I also noticed is when I was using the admin pocket, the pocket for the admin and the main track for the main compartment are literally on top of each other. So sometimes when I was going to open the admin pocket, I would accidentally open the main compartment and vice versa. Now this is a problem that I know Tortuga identified because they put 2 different size zipper pulls on their zippers here. So the main compartment has long pulls and the admin compartment has short pulls there. But I haven't built that muscle memory yet, so I kept grabbing the wrong zipper head. What I need to do is park my main compartment on one side and my admin compartment on the other to really solve that problem. But again, that's something that I'll learn with muscle memory and the more I get to use the bag. But just little annoyances of the zippers and the bag falling forward sometimes. For the aesthetics, I'm a huge fan. I think the bag looks extremely good. It looks clean, sleek, minimal, and when it's coming in that black color, it will be very under the radar and not really attention grabbing. It's something I typically look for in a travel backpack. There's lots to love about Tortuga bags, but for me, they're bread and butter, and the reason that I recommend it and that I love Tortuga bags is the overall comfort, and that's due to the Tortuga harness. So as we take a look at this back panel and harness, right away you'll see these S-curved ergonomically shaped straps, and it's just something about the Tortuga straps, man, they just hit me in all of the right places. It fits like a glove. Now on the back side of the straps, you do have this nice breathable mesh, same as on the back panel. You can see this kind of Swiss cheese patterning. It's going to give you a good amount of ventilation, and I took this bag out on a 3-mile walk on the trails here locally on a very humid day, and this bag performed extremely well. Up top, you do have a set of load lifters to help you distribute the load and pull the bag closer to your back. You have an adjustable sternum strap here, and rounding out the overall harness system, you have the ability to attach the hip belt. Now the hip belt is going to be an additional add-on. It is extra. There's going to be a couple additional add-ons that you can do on the Kickstarter. There's going to be a set of matching ultra packing cubes. There's the hip belt. There's going to be a zipper pouch as well. So those are things that you can also add on the Kickstarter. Now touching back on the straps, for me the straps are the perfect blend of thickness and width. They're just so good. The foam here is nice and soft, but it's also firm enough to support the weight of an entirely fully loaded bag. So whatever formula Tortuga is using, I just always found their bags incredibly comfortable, and this one is no exception. If I was forced to rate this bag on a scale of 1 to 10 for comfort, it's an easy 11 for me. So how does this bag actually handle in real world use? Well, let me be fully transparent with you. I've only been testing this backpack for 1 week. Normally, everything on this channel gets tested for a full 2 weeks before I even think about making a video on it. And more times than not, it's many more weeks than that. So I just want to put that out there. But I have been using it every single day. I did load this up with my entire travel loadout. I took it out on the 3-mile trail walk here on a very humid day. The bag handled comfortably. The ventilation was great. You know, like I mentioned, when you do put this bag down, it does have a tendency to tip over, and it did do that for me while I was out on the trails. The 1 water bottle pocket came in clutch because it was super humid. I was reaching for that bottle often. Everything felt really good on this bag. And as each day passed and I continue to use this bag, I can easily see this bag becoming my favorite travel backpack of 2026. Remember that weight penalty I talked about at the start of the video? I think the Tortuga Superlite Travel Backpack is the answer to that problem. 34-liter capacity at just 2.2 pounds, I don't think you're going to be paying that penalty anymore. Now, where do I land on the Superlite? Well, I'm extremely positive on this bag, but let me give you a little bit of context. About 5 or 6 years ago, I was infatuated with the Peak Design Travel Backpack. On paper, it is the perfect travel backpack. It's the Cadillac of travel bags. It has tuckable straps, it's expandable, it has really thoughtful organization. I thought it was the end-all be-all bag. But when I traveled with it, what I learned is that I didn't use half the features that came with that bag. The bag was heavy, the bag was uncomfortable, and over the years, I've really refined not only what I carry, but what I also look for in a travel bag. The Tortuga Superlite is the bag that 2026 John gravitates towards without hesitation. Now the 2018 John would have scrolled right past this bag, not because it's a bad bag, but because I wasn't the right traveler for it. And that's the key thing with this bag. It's really not about the features that it's missing, but it's about what it's offering and the goal that it's trying to accomplish. Is it perfect? No. There's some little tweaks that I would have done personally to this bag, like lockable zippers. I think we could have added lockable zippers. Other Tortuga bags have them, and then I don't think that would have changed the overall objective of this bag. But overall, I think this bag is doing a tremendous job of what it's trying to accomplish. Now, who's this bag for? I think it's for the minimalist traveler, somebody who has their kit really dialed in, somebody who's gonna wear this bag for hours on end. You're backpacking through Europe, you're going through many places. If you're gonna have a lot of on-back time with this bag, this is gonna be a tremendous option for you because that's where this bag truly shines. And obviously, this bag is not for the person who wants to carry a lot of tech, needs a lot of quick access, needs a lot of features that aren't present here. I mean, that's pretty obvious. Now, I wouldn't say that this bag is for experienced travelers only. I think anyone can use this bag, but you'll most appreciate this bag if your setup is already dialed in and refined and you're done chasing features. This bag is going to retail for $325 once it's fully launched, but if you like this bag and you think it's for you, the Kickstarter price is going to be at $199. So of course, if you think this bag is going to work out for you, I definitely would recommend it and encourage you to get in on those savings while you can. So final verdict on the Tortuga Superlite, I am extremely impressed with this bag. It has easily pushed itself to the very top spot of my favorite travel backpack of 2026. Now we still have 6 months to go, but I'm having a hard time seeing another bag push this one out. Like I said, 2026 John, this is the bag made for him. As I load this bag out with my gear, if you're interested in any of the products I use, I link them down below. Those are affiliate links and they help support the channel with no additional cost to you. But these are things that I actually travel with. This is not studio props. These are gear that I use. It's packed with stuff that I use. And my favorite thing so far this year is probably the Westbreeze packing cube system here. It's a beautiful Robic ripstop nylon, and it's a compression packing cube as well. But the key thing about this pack and what makes it different from all of the other packing cubes on the market is that it is a hanging closet here. And it has a hook here. It's got a hook if you want to hang it. You can hang in the closet. It's got additional, pockets up here. And I have it fully loaded with 7 days worth of travel gear. I have 3 pairs of pants, a pair of shorts, and 4 shirts all loaded into the large packing cube here. And it has buckles down at the bottom here. So if I wanted to attach the smaller packing cube and hang it from the bottom, I can do so. Or if I wanted to attach the dirty clothes pouch, I can do so as well. These are hands down my favorite packing cube that I've used this year. I have a discount code as well. If you want to check that out, if you're interested, you can save yourself a little bit of money by clicking on my link. It's automatically applied at checkout. But man, I got a video coming. I'm going to do a dedicated video on just the Westbreeze packing cubes. But awesome cubes, and they work extremely well in this bag here. So we'll load the large, and this is how I loaded it, and you'll see why here in just a second. The large will load it long way, the large will load it long ways, and then we have the medium with 7 pairs of socks and 7 underwears in this bag here. We'll go up at the top. Now we have this leftover room right here, and that's going to be for my EVERGOODS Cap 1 tech pouch. Now in this tech pouch, I have all the essential stuff that I travel with. You got your charging bricks, for your MacBook. I got my Anchor 3-in-1 to charge the AirPods, the cell phone, the Apple Watch, all the things on one charger. And of course on the other side, I've got some cables and the Magic Mouse and even a Thunderbolt cable on the back. So the EVERGOODS takes advantage of the slim profile, fits in there pretty nicely, and it fits just perfectly on the side of the bag there like a little origami. Now on the other side, we talked about the volume of these pockets has, and I put my Gravel Slim toiletry kit. This is a toiletry kit that I've been using for a really long time. I mean, it's been with me through so many countries. Highly recommend this hanging toiletry kit. So it fits easily down into that bottom pocket there. And my favorite thing about it is it doesn't take away any volume from the main interior bag. Now this pocket is huge, and you can use this as a packing cube as well. Put jackets, larger items here. Now I just tossed in my Westbreeze dirty packing cube here. It's a dirty clothes bag is what it is. And it hangs just off of those packing cubes. And there's still a lot of volume in here. And this was the place where I had to put my Apple AirPods Max, because they didn't fit in that front admin compartment, but I still wanted quick access to them. So I could easily crack the top of the backpack and pull my headphones out. Now, most of the times when you're traveling, you're wearing them, so they're not in the bag very often, but they fit with room to spare. They're pretty bulky headphones down in there. And that's just something that I don't want to compromise on. I know I could travel with AirPods, but in the plane, over the ear, noise canceling headphones, they're just so much more comfortable for me. And that's one of the things that I refuse to compromise on, is just taking the big bulky headphones. It's something I'm gonna do. Now that we have the interior all loaded up, super clean, super simple. Now this is loaded up with 7 days worth of clothes, and I can travel for multiple weeks because of the capsule wardrobe. Just do a little laundry, and this, I can travel indefinitely with this setup here. And it's not overly stuffed, and it's very simple to pack this bag out. You get it zippered up here. Now you get to the front admin compartment, and again, it's very slim, very minimal. There's no additional features, there's no AirTag slot here. You do have the key leash there. It is a non-removable key leash, but a great place to keep your keys organized, so when you get back home, you know exactly where your keys are. Now in this zippered pocket here, this is where I chose to put my travel wallet. I have been using the Allett travel wallet. This is by far the best travel wallet that I've ever used. It's got spots for 2 passports. It can hold up to 10 cards. It's got a pen slot right here in case you need to fill out some customs forms. And then it's got 2 currency pockets on the back, one shallow and one deep. So if you want to carry your home currency and international currency, you can do it all on this travel wallet. It's a nice like ripstop material, super thin, super lightweight. I declared this my favorite travel wallet I've ever tested, and I stand by that. This is the Allett travel wallet. Now it easily fits into this back zipper pocket here because it's like a pocket within a pocket, so I feel a little bit more safer putting it in there. And you can throw any additional items in there like cash or whatever you want to keep it a little bit more secure. Now this pocket does have some volume to it, like I mentioned earlier, and sadly my headphones didn't fit, but it is wide enough to put like my sunglasses. This is my Orbit key case there, put my sunglasses in there. And then I have my INIU P63 power bank. This is a big boy, 20,000 milliamp, and it charges at 100 watts. So this can do my MacBook Pro, it can do my headphones, it can do everything, and really fast. So I like to have access to my power banks on the outside. I don't want to have to dig through my main pack to get to my power bank. So plenty of room, sunglasses, power bank. Then I can throw my eye drops and gum down on the inside with ease. So like I mentioned, the laptop compartment is humongous. Like I said, it is fleece lined. You do have a stiffer back panel here that gives you some comfort and provides you some separation so you don't feel the laptop sticking in your back. But there is no additional iPad sleeve or tablet sleeve. Now I have my 3D printed Dell XP, huge bad boy laptop. And just to show you how this compartment handles it, I mean, just gone with room to spare. So if you have a big laptop, fear not, the Superlite's got you covered. And dual zippers on that compartment will help you get that closed super simple. And last but not least, we have the One Ultra Stretch Pocket. Now, this thing is awesome. I love the Ultra Stretch material because it's extremely stretchy, but also they left it a little bit loose. It's got a little bit of pocketing. So this bag is fully maxed out. I mean, there is no give. The packing cubes took out that main interior. And this is the 26-ounce Yeti, and no problem all the way down to the bottom. This pocket is excellent. This material is hella durable. I've had this kind of stretch pockets on my ULA Dragonfly. Stuck all kinds of things in there. Never had an issue with the elasticity or the pockets tearing, anything like that. So a great water bottle pocket. So that's exactly how I would load this pack for a 2-week trip. And so if you're packing less, of course, it's even lightweight, but even so fully loaded, this pack weighs almost nothing. I'm super impressed with how this pack carries. Hey, really quick, if you liked today's video, if you found any value in today's video, please consider hitting like and subscribe, as that directly supports me and the channel. I want to say thank you to Tortuga for sending out the Superlite for me to test and review. And if you have any more questions about the Superlite, please drop those in the comments below. I respond to every single one. The goal of this channel will be to always help you find the right gear for you. Now, if you like the ideal of this bag, but you want something a little bit different, you're looking for a little bit of organization, I want to recommend the Rework Outbound. Now, I'll put a link to that video right at the end of this one, so you can click on that. If you're looking for something in the same lane, but a little bit different, definitely check that video out. But thank you for sticking with me for today's video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one.